Hi, I am just creating this podcast to talk about creativity, and like it's my first live stream here, and I've been wait a minute. Um, and I love it. I really do. And I want to talk about, as you can see in the title, okay, how to get motivated because we artists or artists as well, but mainly artists, we tend to be more, you know, uh, no motiv unmotivated, we tend to be more tired, bored, yeah, and and I was watching people, I was watching people in these quarantine times, and I was like, okay, this got everybody. This got every single body. And you know, it's it's amazing to see people vulnerable and talking about that, talking about how to be better, you know, to how to be different, how to be literally better, you know. And the problem is we are following this movement of social media in terms of we need to produce every single time and everywhere and all day long. That's why you get unmotivated. Why? Because we have uh, a neurotransmitter in our brains which is called dopamine. This neurotransmitter is basically responsible for the rewards. You know, when you finish a book, when you finish a movie, you like end a movie to watch a movie. Music. This neurotransmitter is basically activated in your brain. So when you drink, when you like, when you sleep, when you are um, tired, and when you get let wait a minute, when you are sleepy, and when you lay down on your bed, that feeling of relief is basically dopamine. And for example, when you eat so much sugar, you get a high peak of dopamine, which means that you get hyper sensitive. Let's say about that, okay? We get hyper sensitive to that, which means that you in long term you start to be, how can I say, desensibilized, desensitive. Yeah, you get desensitive to that. You get sorry, you get desensitive about that. So there's the mechanism of, for example, drugs. If you get too much drugs, you get desensitive. you know, which means that you need more and more and more drugs. And that mechanism is basically applied to every single thing. Okay? You see the connection between this mechanism and motivation. Yeah, is basically that. When you follow the movement of I need to produce more, I need to produce every single day, all day long, 24/7. When you get that, you get desensitive. I don't know if the word is that desensitive, but I'm just applying like a poetic license here. Don't get me wrong. I'm not American, Brazilian, but I'm doing my best here. Yeah, you need to rest. Yeah, I know it's um, anti-productive to hear that. No, like oh, you need to rest. But yeah, you need to rest. When you are tired, you don't you don't get like overproducer mode. You don't get in this mode like overproducer. Oh, over deliver. No, no, no. Don't be like that. Don't be like that. Many influencers are getting sick because of it. Oh, I need to be over deliver. Yeah, you be over deliver towards your own death, you know? So doesn't matter if you are rich a lot or poor a lot. Go to rest, you know? Because if you don't, you can have a burnout. Yeah. And you won't you won't be happy to be like that. You know, it's so common to see this movement. It's so common today, but it's so common to see many people, as I said before, influencers getting depressed, anxious, bipolar. It's not difficult to see. You just need to go to Instagram and follow all the self-development coaches and see if and see with your own eyes and try to analyze if they are so happy as they say, as they claim. Really, do you think I'm going to buy this? You are happy and you are productive and producer a lot. I don't buy it. I really don't buy it, you know? And many stuffs um, born in your brain, and I say this as a writer and an artist, okay? Many stuffs come to your brain, born in your brain when you rest. When you don't, when you're not like, oh, I want to be productive. When you're not in this mode, when you're not in this mode, you become like, okay, I can be just myself. Because when you are basically trying to be, when you're trying to be productive, you are not yourself. You are what others will think about you in long term. Because you do what you do to others, right? So when you are doing stuffs massively, you are not yourself entirely. You are in parts others, you know. And productivity is basically what makes the world ticking. Yeah, I agree. But at the same time, is what makes the world sick in long term. It's a blade with two sides. Yeah, and we can avoid that. We can avoid that because Poor is the man, poor is the man that lives just in short term. Everything here is basically in long term. You don't build a house in one day. You don't write a book in one day. You don't like make an album in one day. You know what I mean? In everything that I said involves creativity and productivity. You know, the problem today in this society is that we are thinking too much in long term, and we can realize that we can realize that like in a simple way, in fast way. You know, I'm so happy to see that I am human and vulnerable. What's the problem being human and vulnerable and cry and be tired and be like feeling bad? What's the problem? What's the deal? What's the deal? You know, what's the deal? What's the big deal of, oh, I'm not good today? What's the problem? What's the problem? This pride is making us sick as society, you know? Because today, not just about like mental health, no, about everything, politics, uh, sports, games, everything is everything about like competition, right? And many times got I saw this in myself as I'm seeing this in other people. Many times in my life, I saw that because I'm infected, as you can probably be too. Like I'm infected with this movement that oh we need to get like productive like every single day. We are infected. We are not entirely guilty about that. You know, we are basically not seeing this problem. And you know, the definition of creativity is to solve problems. And when we don't see the problem of being overproductive, we don't get creative because to be creative is to solve problems. That's the problem. That's the problem because things will be different if we decide to let go this pride, you know, let go this pride of oh I'm good. I don't need a psychologist. No, I'm good. I'm good. And if we get to rest, just it, just go to rest. You know, that's how you get motivated. Because when you start to be more a spectator and not just a judge of everything, you start to see the planet as it is. There's a quote, there's a sentence, two sentences actually, which says, "Don't try to see the world as you want it to be. See the world as it is." Because there is a huge difference between what a thing could probably be, and how a thing is. You know, to think that oh this could be like that can cause paranoia, and that's not fair to your brain. You know. Because today we are living a self-sufficient society, and that's not sufficient to be happy. You know, that's not sufficient to be happy because we can be completely broken, and you need to fix that before it's too late, before you get so older, too older that you get like it can be like more difficult to you if you get too much older and try to get help because the older you get, the prouder you get. Usually it's like that. Oh, I am right because I'm old. No, no. This is a fallacy, which is called argumento ad antiquitatem, which means that, oh, just because something ever existed, it is right or it is good. No. For example, if Nazism were massive as it was in the 40s, even though you'd be wrong, right? Nazism, yeah. Even though, even though the Nazisms were massive, like the 40s, the uh, Hitler's moment, even though you'd be wrong, because one thing that hasn't nothing to be with other stuffs. Like for example, oh, just because I have a friend, a black friend, I'm not racist. Racist doesn't make any sense. You can be racist and have black friends. You know, it's not because something ever existed. It's not because you ever had black friends that you're not racist. Doesn't make any sense. This is a fallacy, you know. And like old people need to change their minds by young people. And that's how to get motivated because your motivation is to change mentalities, mindsets. And I know this is very coachy. Yeah, I know. I don't care. Um, I am anti. I am an anti-coach. Coach, like I don't get this positivity, this high positivity, like this hyper positivism. I don't get it. You need to get sad because that develops your brain, develops your shaper, that sharpen your spirit. That doesn't make you worse, or can be sad stuffs can make you a bad person in long term. Yeah, like Joker said, what makes someone crazy is just one bad day. Yes, yes, I know. But usually, sadness makes you stronger and stronger and stronger. And I see that this motivation, this lack of motivation, is because we are, as I said, productive a lot. And why we are productive a lot? Let's get that. Let's get in this void, okay? We are productive a lot because we need in this generation in this generation we need to get out the reality. That's why we get productive, you know? We need to get out the reality to create a fun fantasy planet. We need to get in this mood, no? Yeah, that's why we don't get sad because we need to be productive. We need to get productive. Like, Oh, if I don't get productive, I will be sad. Therefore, I want escape the reality. So beautiful. You got the sarcasm, right? If you get sad, your plans are ruined, ruined, ruined. Your plans are destroyed. And when you are destroyed, when your plans are destroyed, you are destroyed, right? Because you are your plans. We are living in a narcissistic society. Anything can escape from our hands, from our controls. That's why we don't want to get sad, because everything needs to be like we want. Let me say something to you. Almost anything will get the same way you thought. Welcome to life. Many people get late on that thought that anything, almost anything, will get the same way you thought. There's a problem. When you get older and when you think that our things need to be like we want to be, we get cruel, sadistic, sad, like we get so a dictator, you know. We we get a dictator for like we get a dictator towards our children, you know, towards your son, your wife, your friend, because anything is rolling quotation mark according to your plans, you know. And we get in this excuse of, oh, I am proactive. No, you just want everything as your plans. Because in every joke has a target. In life sometimes a joke. We need to learn to laugh on that. You know, when you don't accept your failure, oh, because I am proactive. No, you just don't want to failure. Who wants to failure? Who wants to fail? Artists, people with common sense. You can't win forever. And that's what the reality is that is difficult to face, right? Yeah, I can imagine. That's how we get motivated. We get motivated to change our perceptions, to see all other realities, you know, not escape the reality, see other realities. It's different to escape, right? There's a there's a big difference between see other realities and know about the realities and improve yourself and change your way to live lifestyle properly. And oh, I would use drugs to escape this. I will like eat a lot. I'm not judging you. I know it looks like, but I'm not judging you. Um, I will if eat a lot to escape to kill this anxiety. I know how it used to be like that, anxious and broken. I know that. You are stronger than you think. You are stronger than you think. I usually say that you are an universe, an entire universe in one person. You have this complexity, this complex, um, like universe in yourself. have this entire unknown in yourself, and that's how you get motivated because you can be your own NASA. Yeah, and that's why we don't want to get sad because we are afraid to go into this universe and, and discover that instead of planets and galaxies, there are many black holes. That's our fears, right? I know. I know is to get that. I know how is to think about that. That's why you need to be your proper NASA because when you know about yourself, any opinion matters. There's no arrogance because you can't be controlled by anyone. That's the the subject, the topic. People around you don't want you to know because they want to control you. And when they can't, they say that you are arrogant, prepotent. Really, I'm not just controlled anymore. Yeah, that's why you get motivated. Inside yourself, then inside yourself, there is a. I almost said in Portuguese. Inside yourself, there is a place that you can like to be. That's why many artists are daydreamers, because they discovered that. They discovered that you having inside yourself a huge place, a real huge place, like really, really huge. But we tend to diminish ourselves to fit in small places. And I know that many people that know myself can be listening this right now, right? Listen to the daddy here. Listen to the daddy here right now. Seneca, which is a philosopher, he said, "You can step in a river twice because when the man stepped in this river, the river is not the same either the man." You knew myself for a long time, but you don't know myself anymore because the river is not the same either the man. You need to know myself again because almost anything that I like it, I do like nowadays. I changing my opinions, I changing my way to live, and that's why I get motivated. The possibility of change myself every time, not my essence, my essence I protect. I never talk, I never share, say, show my all my essence, never. That's why I get protected by him, by God. Yeah, I am a Christian. By God, by either by myself. You know, you can't hurt me because I usually do that to myself. There is no better joke that there's no better joke than the one I can joke myself. There's no better joke than the one where I can joke all my stuffs, all my defects, quotation mark, all my um, details, I can joke myself. I joke myself every time. How can you joke myself? How can you joke me if I am already joking myself, kidding all the time? The dumber is the one that thinks that the other is dumb, right? And people, toxic people, are killing others, making them be unmotivated. And for them, that's okay. It's not it's not strange at all. There's a difference between common and normal. It's not because something is common that is normal, okay? For example, it's very common to use drugs till your death, but it's not normal at all to your body, to your mind. You see the difference? Yeah. It's not because there are many people hurting people, like killing their reputation, that this is normal. No, it's not. There is a difference. I will repeat. I will repeat. There's a difference between common and normal, and will ever have. And I love to share that. I love to share my POV. I love to share um, my mind. Just a tiny bit, just a tiny bit, because I don't like, as I said before, to share all my essence, all my feelings, all my selves. You can say like, oh, but you said a lot of things about yourself to me. That's not 1%. You don't have access to what I think, and you'd be crazy if you could. You don't know anything that passes in my mind, and that's the mystery on there, right? I love to share my point of view. I always had, I always did, you know, I always did. But the problem is that when you want to share a point of view, but the planet doesn't want to care, you need to find other way to share. It rhymes. It rhymed because life is a poetry, and I love the poet. That's why I get motivated. Creativity is basically what makes the planet healthy. For example, in the quarantine, there were many live streams from bands, from artists, and you can see that it will be very, very like unbearable this quarantine without these lives. It will be very, very unbearable. You can agree, right? And that's why creativity is important. That's why art is important because you don't get mad, you don't get crazy. Or we get crazy but with a purpose. And that's why I am artist because I want to get crazy in a healthy way. I know it's contradictory. I know it's paradoxical, but yeah, I want to get healthily crazy. because it's not good to be mentally health in this planet. Because when you are normal in the mind, you can be bad and people will believe in you, and that's the problem. That's the problem. You can kill people and no one like no one think you suspicious. You can kill people's reputation. You can kill like people's image. You can kill hopes. You can kill. You just can kill, and for them doesn't matter. For the people that are seeing you being normal, doesn't matter because you're not suspicious, right? That's the problem. I want to get crazy because I want to get suspicious. Anyone is like have this. No one is worth um is valuable in terms of worth, confident, trust. No one is valuable in terms of trust. That's why I wanted to say. Because everybody is human. That's obvious, but no one is seeing that. No one sees the obvious in front of their noses. Why? Because no one wants to get sad and discover that that people, that person, that group of people is bad. Because if you discover that, you will be sad. And I I stated here that we don't want to get sad, right? Yeah. And the ignorance is a bless, right? So we close our eyes and no one is bad. Everybody is good and planet is beautiful. That's how to get unmotivated. To want to be human and to be put in a box in a zoo. Like you need to be perfect, like sent. Oh, you can get angry because you are so perfect. Oh my God. Stop. Stop the idol movement. Stop. Stop the ego move. Ego movement. Don't trust in someone that says that other person is egocentric. Don't trust in this person because usually the person that is accusing is egocentric. Accuse, let's accuse the person of what I am. Let's accuse the other person saying that he is what I am. The famous static, right? Let's accuse the other person saying that he is bad, egocentric, prepotent, arrogant, narcissistic. Let's say that. No one will don't trust in me because I'm so influent, so normal. I never, I never, I never hurt people, and that's something that a person which is very, very bad would say, right? I love broken people. I love broken people because I want to discover the vulnerability. What makes what makes me so similar to others, I want to discover that. I want to connect with that person, because that's what makes people more beautiful, to be vulnerable. It's not about the appearance, the external appearance. The planet is very false, phony. When your beauty goes down, you get sad. In many years, your appearance will not be a deal, a big deal, right? So why we tend to focus on this subject, right? It usually made me very angry and sad and mad that people judge about appearance. But nowadays I'm just analyzing. I'm just analyzing. I'm not sad. I'm not angry. I'm not. No. I'm just analyzing the planet as he is. He is very phony, and just appearance matters. And doesn't make any sense that if appearance were the only topic on the room, you get in a place and you be in silence. If you want to say something, you know that is not about appearance. You know that's not about faces or bodies, because you get in a room and you think that you need to say something, right? Why? Because you know that is not about appearance. You see the how phony the planet is. I'm not angry at all because I know that I'm being honest to myself, and that's why I get motivated. That's why I love to be vulnerable. And yeah, all this time in this podcast, I say the fan is fan or friend. I don't know. The fan is on, okay? Because it's very I'm just in a heat. And I hope it doesn't matter. I hope it don't matter. I hope it don't don't mind, you know? And that's why love vulnerability, because I turned on the fan and I don't care. I don't give a damn. That's why authenticity makes creativity, right? Authenticity faces creativity like that, because you are vulnerable and you like that, and that's why you are authentic. That's why many people hate people, authentic people, because they want to be like that. They want to be, and they can't because they have a reputation to protect, an ego to protect. I don't care about my ego. My fan is on in a podcast. I need it to be professional. I don't care. I need to be human. I ever thought like that, ever in my life, and that's why make people laugh the most, because it's not because I want, because it's because I just do, because I don't care. I don't care. No. When you have a reputation to protect, you get a slave. You become a slave in a matter of time to realize that, right? Why you discover, why you realize that you hurt people, you hurt reputations, you gaslight people. There's a term called gaslighting, which is a weapon, a narcissistic weapon. And in this weapon is basically, it's simple. The narcissistic person makes you think that you are crazy. You are incapable, you are unable to do anything, and you believe. That's the problem. Because of it, I don't need anyone's opinions, because one of those opinions can be, oh, you can't do anything. You are incapable to do something. You know nothing. And I proved that I can say about stuffs in this podcast, right? Maybe not something that you agree, but that's life. That's life. You won't agree all the time. And that doesn't make me dumb. Just I'm just disagreeing, right? I'm just disagreeing. That's not immaturity. That's not arrogance. That's not being dumb. It's being human. And it's being is to be free. Is to be um happy to be free. Is to be happy to want to be free, right? That's why I love to think about my point of view in point of view of others as well, because that's the magic. That's the magic. I wanted to debate with people recently on social media, and I received the title of arrogant because I wanted debate. I wanted people to change my mind, and that's not arrogance. I want you to change my mind. That's not arrogance. I want debate. Arrogance is to say like, just my opinion matters. I don't want to see what you have to say. I don't want to hear your opinions. That's arrogance. To want to debate is to get motivated, to change your perceptions, as I said before. You know what I mean? Today there's a scarcity of debates, but a healthy debate, not a childish debate, or just angry and just no, no. You know what I mean? I love to talk about stuff in a polite way. When people are so intransigent in detriment of an ideal, I need to get angry. I need to get aggressive because people won't change their minds acting like this with politeness. No, no, thanks. No, no. And that's sad because I wish we could, but I can face life as I wanted. I don't as I wanted it to be. I need to face as I said before. I need to face life as it is. And I'm seeing this intransigency. This intransigent people acting like children, because there's more than one person doing that. Abraham Lincoln said once, you want to know people, you want to know a person, give power to them. Sorry, but I slapped on my microphone. You want to know a person, give power to them. Yeah, let's see if your arrogance, like your arrogance in saying that I am arrogant, will last. Let's give power to them, right? And this power will destroy what you think about life, what you think about yourself. I want to say something to end this podcast, which is um, known army in the human history, which was so powerful, very powerful, lasted for many years. Non-army, like very powerful in the human history, lasted because the bad people self-destruct the plans of them. You know, I will just repeat. Non-army that were powerful lasted, and you can see this in how all the history, okay? Because the destiny, the fate of the bad is to fall. And you can see this in our history, okay? Our history. I'm not joking. Our history. Because the bad people is hurried to make bad decisions, to take wrong places. And that's a fair enough for me. When you go to a wrong place, you don't get a good result, right? That's why the bad people fall because they choose wrongly. They choose wrongly. And the good people just need to wait, just need to be in silence, waiting. Jesus did that. Mandela did that. And many others that were unfairly um, caught as a bad person did that because they knew that the truth is like a body, a corpse, a corpse in the depths of a river. You can try to hide the corpse, but one day this corpse will emerge. That's the truth, a metaphor for the truth. You know, you can try to hide as good, as competently as you want. You can try to hide, and you try to hide, right? But it's not effective because when the bad people fall, the good people are showed, like they are showed as good people because if everybody knew that those people were bad and those people uh, fell down, the good people will just like be noticed. Oh, so that good person is still like alive. So maybe that person is not that bad because God will never take someone so like God is not unfair, you know? God is not unfair. And that's why I get motivated because God is not unfair. God is a poet, a writer, an artist. He's everything. And I just want to use this space here, to say that I love him, that I love you, guy. I love you, wounded guy. Many people say that I don't, but I love you, wounded guy. We just need to open ourselves to be vulnerable, to be literally open to life. That's the magic happening. And I love the possibility of creating a podcast, sharing my life, my point of view. Not because I am so important, no, because I everybody needs to share it, share who they are for real, not just a projection, as Jung said, but as the reality shows. I need to show who I am as reality shows to me who I am, and to you, you know, you see who I am. As the Justin Bieber said, I will show you. I love this music. I love this song, man. I love this song so much. I recommend you to listen. I will show you. It's the most mature music of him. This music in purpose as well. Two music is talking about a vulnerability of a human and the power of God. I will show you. I will show you in purpose. I love that. Anyway, I hope you like it, this podcast. I hope you enjoy it. Sorry for my grammar mistakes because I'm just rusty, but I did my best. I were vulnerable. That was my best. Don't judge people. Don't judge fastly people, okay? Fastly. Don't judge people like that. Know people. Don't judge people. You are more important than you think you are. That's it. I will be doing this like almost every day, and share this with people who like, and just eat vegetables, okay? That's it. Bye.